Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your keychain project and how to get the very start of it going. And first step here is we need to start a new file in Onshape, and we're going to name it. And you're going to give it your last name. Well, first you're going to put the word key, then you're going to put your last name, and then the color that you want your keychain to be. You can be white, black, blue, olive green, yellow, red. If you don't choose one of those 1, 2, 3, 6 colors, and you leave it blank, I'll choose the color for you. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say that. So I go to Onshape. I'm going to hit create. Tell it I want a new document. And this is where I'm going to put in the name. So it's key space my last name or your last name, and then color. I'll say black. All right. And I'm going to say OK. And this is going to come up here. And I am going to start a 2D sketch. I'm going to close that out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to Part Studio, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call this keychain. Okay, so I got keychain there. Now put a sketch, and you can do it on the front, the right. This one I'm going to actually put on the top plane, and I'll look at it from the top. And I know that's different, right? So I'll click the letter P. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle. Where is my rectangle tool? He's hiding on me here, isn't he? Oh, no, here he is. I'm going to go right from my origin over and up, and I'll put in 2 inches for the X and 2 inches for the Y. And we can zoom in on that a little bit just so we can see it pretty well. And then I'm going to use the whole command or the whole tool. And I'm going to click and put the hole on here. And the diameter of the hole is going to be 0.2 inches. I also am going to use my dimensioning tool. I'm going to go from the center. I think I missed it, actually. Oh, no, I didn't. Good. To that right-hand edge. And I'm going to make this distance 0.187. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go from the edge to the center, because it doesn't matter which order you do that in. I'm going to make that 0.187 also. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want actually to extrude this. So I'm going to look at this isometrically, and I will exit my sketch with a green check mark. And I'm going to extrude this, and I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to extrude this, and I'm going to bring this up a depth of 0.125 inches. Now, this isn't locked in stone, I guess is the best way to put it. Remember, the total thickness of your keychain can only be a 1/2 inch, but you need to have this base, and then on top of this base, we're going to build our keychain. Excuse me. So what you need to do is decide, do you want this to be 1/8 of an inch or a 1/4 of an inch? Somewhere in that neighborhood, that's your decision. I'm going to make mine 1/8 of an inch. Now, I'm going to pause this for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to go to, well, actually, I don't have to pause it. I can just go right here onto, I am on, actually, Google Chrome, and I'm going to put in an image. I'm going to search for something. So you want to have like some sort of a theme to the thing. If you like baseball and the Dodgers, you can choose the Dodgers logo,
or you can do what I'm going to do. I like the Punisher logo, the TV show. It's on Netflix. You can use the sabers if you want, whatever you like. I encourage you to actually choose that. Okay. So I'm going to look up here. I'm going to do the Punisher logo. Okay. And I'm going to hit enter. And I can go to images, and I'll see multiples of this Punisher logo. And what I like is, well, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. It only has to be some sort of an image file. Okay, and that's the important thing. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to save my image. I'm here at home, so I'm going to actually put this on my desktop, and I'm going to name this Punisher. Okay. And this is a JPEG image. You can use a TIFF or a GIF, a GIF file, anything that you can find to use this thing. All right. So now back to my keychain. So I'm going to do a sketch plane. Whoops. There we go. Sketch. And I'm going to put the sketch right on this front surface right here. And I'll take and look at this from the top. Now, I do have to get rid of this little thing. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the little plus sign here, and I'm going to click on this, and I want to choose import. And I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'll find my Punisher logo. Where is he? Come on. Punisher. There he is. And I'll hit open. And it's going to come up with this little dialog box here. And when it's finished, you're going to see you have a new tab. So I have my Punisher logo on that new tab. Okay, back to my keychain. So what I want to do now is I want to insert the image. And if you look here, you'll see I have DXF, and there's an arrow right next to it. And there is the word insert image. You can also go to search tools and type in insert, and you'll get this command. So I'm going to click on that. Now that is going to bring in the logo, and I can just click that logo and drag it over here, I think. Yep. Oh, all right. Now here's what it wants me to do. So I clicked and dragged it over. Now it's asking me to draw an image rectangle. And I'm just going to go here and just draw that, pull that image out. We're going to position the image, and also we're going to dimension the image so that we can fit it onto our little 2x2 block. So how you do that is you get the dimension tool going right here. And in this instance, I'm going to change my image size to 0.1875. No, sorry, 1.875. 1.875. There we go. And that changed it proportionally, okay? Now, I will start using the dimension tool. So I'm going to click on this construction line right here, and this line down here, and I'm going to put a dimension on there. I'll put in 0.1875. Let's see what happens. Okay. And then I'm going to dimension from the bottom to the bottom of this box, and I'll put in 0.1875 there also. So I can see right now that my Punisher logo is covering up the hole, and it's also going off to the side. So maybe you kind of have to play with this yourself. I'm going to change this to 1.75. Okay. and maybe a little more, 1.625. So you can see I'm just kind of moving the logo around. This is actually the important part of it right here, not this outside box. Maybe I should make that bigger, come to think of it. Now let's do that. 1.875. Okay. Now see the image here is a long ways away from this edge of the box, and it's probably a little closer to this side right here. So I'm going to change this to 0.1625. 0.1625. 0.125. All right. We'll see how that goes. All right. Now I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to start talking about how to draw the you have to actually use your drawing tools, lines, arcs, circles. I use spline quite a lot when I'm doing something like this to outline this part so that I can create an extrusion. Now, the important thing about this extrusion is that you always have things that are closed objects. So I'm going to just zoom in on the eye here for a moment. Excuse me. And I'm going to use my spline tool. And this is the spline tool you want to use. The spline point, I don't know how well that works, but I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to start, I could start down in this corner. I like to start in corners typically for things. So I'm going to start right down here. And what you'll notice is that I am purposely putting a lot of points on this line. Okay. And when I go around the radius, I put a few more in. And I'll show you why. As a matter of fact, I'll make a mistake purposely. I'm going to put this one in here, and I'll come back out here with this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And to finish the spline command, you have to double click. Okay. Now, a couple things here. All right. This line is not closed, so that's a problem. So I'm just going to come here and click on this. Whoops. I got to hit the escape key and then get rid of the line that I just drew, because I just want to take and click on that and drag this line up to here. So that's not too bad. Now over here where I got off the line, I can take that point and I can drag that back in. So that's how I make some changes to this stuff. Says the geometry intersects itself or is degenerate. Huh, interesting. Well, let's undo this. Oops, redo. And you might find out that you have a problem like I just did, right? That you have to redo this whole, I might have to redo this whole thing. I'm not sure. You know what I'll do here is I'll put a line on right here. And then I'm going to use the trim tool. And I'll get rid of this chunk out here. I'll hit escape a couple times. And I'm not sure that this is going to work. This, delete. Wait, click on that point and delete. Click on that point and delete. Click on that point and delete. Didn't work. Well, let me do this. I'm going to take this line and I'm going to bring this up here. Yeah, see it's red. So actually I'll have to trace this all over again. But anyways, so you can click on these points and move them. Instead of doing this, I'll go down here to the nose and try and get this to work nicely. So spline I'm going to use again, and I'm just going to continuously put a lot of points on here. I'm not going to do a spectacular job this time around. You got the point of some of these things. I just want you to see me do a extrusion. And if you get a long area that's kind of long, straight like that, you can just do this. So I'm zooming in so I get to that point this time real good. And I click on it, you can see it just jumped onto itself. And now I can select the end of that line. That's what I should have done up here instead of what I did, but whatever. So now I'm going to finish my sketch with a green check mark, and I'll take a look at this isometrically, and you can see the outline of that nostril right there. And I'm going to do an extrude. I'm going to click on that nostril, and now this is coming up 1 inch. I'll make mine come up just 0.125 and say okay. So I just do this. I did just this one little piece first, just to see if it would work or see how it's working. And then I can go back and I can get my sketch again. Oops, not that one. Sketch number 2, and I can reactivate it. And then I can actually delete. I can actually delete that extrusion. It doesn't erase the sketch, but it keeps it. And then I can go back and go to sketch 2, and I can continue doing my tracing. When I do like big areas like this, the skull, here I would probably use something like the arc command, probably the 3-point arc. So I would start like right here maybe. I'll go up here. Oops, went the wrong way. Let's go the other direction. So I'll start here. There we go. I'll pick this one up here, and then maybe I'll have to do this one in a couple pieces. I can go there. All right. And then I could actually draw a straight line across from here to here and enclose that thing completely. Green check mark, isometric, and then I'll do my extrude just to make sure that it's working. Okay, I'll do that 0.125. So now I know that that's going to work. So that's good. So I can keep going on sketching pieces, checking to see if they're going to extrude, doing more. You can break things like this up into multiple pieces. Like I could do this half of the skull with a straight line and just build the thing up. All right, so that's it.